Hello, welcome to your meditation practice as part of the Open Heart Project. My name is Susan Piver, and I'm delighted to sit with you in meditation. We're going to sit together today for 10 minutes, and we're going to start shortly. So please get settled on your cushion or chair. Both are fine. And if you sit in a cushion, sit with your legs crossed loosely in front of you, or on a cushion, I should say. And if you're on a chair, please sit with your feet flat on the floor. And as you get settled, I just want to offer you a few thoughts on our theme this month. As you may or may not know, the Open Heart Project has a theme every month, and this month of March, that theme is discipline. Super fun, I know. And I want to offer you something that may sound counterintuitive or like not what you expected your meditation teacher to suggest. But what I want to offer you is for those times in your life where you really don't feel like practicing. You don't want to. And you're like, I should be more disciplined. About my practice, I should make myself do it. And you should, usually. But there are times in every practitioner's life where the aversion is just so intense and you just are so in such a battle with your practice. It just is so unpleasant, and you beat yourself up and you still don't practice and you beat yourself up some more. So if you've ever had an experience with something like this, I want to offer you an alternative practice that is equally as disciplined as the practice of sitting meditation. And this practice is called not meditating. I want you to practice not meditating. So, for example, say you're in this situation right now. You could start this after our practice today, or you could start it right now. I would suggest that instead of trying to make yourself meditate, you say to yourself, for the next week or 2 weeks, whatever time period seems right to you, my practice will be not meditating. And what I ask you to do is to then notice, what does it feel like not to meditate? Do you notice that you feel like, oh, I'm really happy I'm not meditating. This is awesome. Great. Okay. Or do you notice sometimes I really miss meditating? I would like to meditate. Or other times you may think things like, I wonder if I'll want to do it when this time period is up. I don't know what you'll notice, but that's the practice of noticing what it feels like not to meditate. So your practice, if this is you, will be not meditating. And if at some point during this time period, whether you choose a week or 2 weeks or whatever you decide, you think, well, I'm over it, I think I'm going to meditate, don't do it. Stick to your promise to yourself. This is the discipline. So I hope this is useful to you. The reason I suggest it is because at a certain point, fighting with ourselves to do something we think is good for us, but we really don't feel like doing, becomes counterproductive and gets our knickers all in a knot, let's say. And it just starts this cycle of recrimination and guilt and blame, and we want to cut that immediately because that is BS. So we want to take the pressure off. At the same time, you are still practicing. You are practicing not practicing. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you find this useful. I hope you see why I'm offering this to you as part of our theme this month of discipline. It's important to develop a relationship with discipline that is not synonymous with punishment. So, see what you think. And in the meantime, for those of you who want to move forward, let's practice. Begin your practice by saying to yourself, silently or out loud if you like, now is my time to meditate, and everything can wait. And it really can. Feel yourself seated on your cushion or chair, meaning give your weight and really settle here, as opposed to feeling like I've already got 1 foot in the next thing I'm going to do and 1 foot in the last thing I was doing. Bring both feet into the present moment and just sit. Let your hands rest on your legs just above the knees or at mid-thigh, somewhere that feels comfortable to you. And sit up straight. And let your front body soften. Your belly, the area around your heart, your throat, your shoulders. While your back body is strong and holding you up, your front body can be soft and open. The chin is tucked a little bit, so the back of the neck is long, and the mouth is closed, but the lips and teeth can be slightly parted. And the tongue rests on the roof of the mouth, just behind the upper teeth. Notice that you're breathing, and breathe in and out through the nose. You don't have to start breathing because you have always been breathing, so keep doing that. The eyes are open, and the gaze is cast down to a spot in front of you, anywhere from a couple feet to 6 feet. And let your eyes soften. Imagine that while vision streams out from the eyes, at the same time the eyeballs sort of rest back, if that makes sense. And the crown of the head reaches up a little bit. So this is our meditation posture. And when you start to notice, well, what is happening here? Basically, what you'll notice is you're breathing. It's pretty simple. So feel your body breathing. And let your attention ride this feeling. So your attention comes all the way in with the inhale and flows all the way out with the exhale. The next inhale will just happen and begin again. To come in and flow out on the wave of breath. Your mind will continue to make thoughts because you're a human being with a mind, and that's what it does. Just someone was giving me meditation instruction earlier today, and they said, let your thoughts be like birds in the sky. And that was a beautiful metaphor. So imagine that your thoughts are just like birds flying overhead, but you're right here, riding the wave of breath. And if you notice that you become absorbed in thought, it's really good that you notice that. At this point, you could label that moment thinking. That's thinking. It's not meditating. Thinking. Let go of your thought. Liberate it back up into the sky with the other birds. And gently return your attention to the breath. So you notice, you let go, and you come back. And there is no limit to the amount of times that you are allowed to come back, and no limit to the fresh starts that you are allowed. So we'll sit together. Thank you so much for your practice. Thank you for practicing. And thank you very much for practicing with me. Please remember to be very gentle with yourself, and I'll see you next week.